everyone, and welcome to Roll for Frog. I am your Moshmaster. I'm here with the Hoppy Heroes, and of course, our friends at Pocket Bard. Now, unlike Nishada, I do not have the premium subscription, but still, even without the premium subscription, you still have access to a bunch of different locations and settings you can apply. So, without that whole, everyone
Nice.
good? Yes.
Yeah, I will say to the people watching at
Um.
home, it's very quiet because we're listening through Uni's stream. So
Yeah.
if you can't hear it, then you can make better edits.
Yeah. I don't know. Um. Anyway, today we are going back to Eberron and Cover, doing a little. I hope the one shot not gonna happen. Probably multiple episodes. This, but it's set before the day of mourning, so the war is still very much active, and I would like to pan to a ship crossing the channel between Onder and Stormhome, with the characters currently on it, making their way over. So what would let's start with Blurry. What would you be doing? Your character be doing there, and where are you currently on this ship?
Honestly, somewhere when she can see the view and would just sit there, have a little knitting, uh, and just knit and
Nice.
look out the window, being like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I like this view.
Mm-hmm. It would definitely be a little cold, so I imagine you like wearing some blankets.
Yep, makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. So Jasper, where would your character be?
Probably near the crow's nest, just watching out and tagging anything that might be weird, just seeing if there's any imminent danger, and enjoying the ride at this moment.
Martyna.
Yeah, she would also be looking out, enjoying the view because it's not every day that you get to roam through the skies, and just
Well, it's not the
contemplating.
skies because the airships do not exist yet. So you're
I
on
fully
the
got
water.
that wrong. We are. Wait, what?
Wait, it's a normal boat?
Yeah, it's a normal boat.
I just heard a ship, and
Yeah.
I was
One
like,
and
okay, so
one
fine.
is two.
No, in that case, she is still looking outside, but very much seasick, trying not to puke.
Oh,
So
inshallah.
sitting next to you with a hand on the shoulder, just don't worry, don't vomit, please. And has a little bird on her
Doing my
shoulder, and the
best.
bird is looking the other way and is keeping an eye out while she is facing toward Martina's character. Just drink some water.
Right.
I
Well,
don't
you
think that
come.
is going to help here.
Why are you so bad at this? Don't you travel a lot?
By a train like normal people on a plane tracks, not on the waves higher than myself. Oh
Well, you
man.
come here by sea. You would immediately notice the powerful weather magic surrounding the island. From sailing over the icy cold, bitter sea, going to almost tropical climates, or passing through the magical veil that protects Stormhome. From the harsh climates of that protects Stormhome from the harsh climates of the north. Getting closer to the island, you can see that it's divided into three different sublayers. The highest part of this island's cliffs is decorated with large towers and beautifully adorned houses. Looking at the middle, it gets harder to see with the densely built houses with which exist of the buzzing middle class tradesmen who come from far and wide and refugees fled the war. The bottom of the island that's closest to the sea is where your ships will be docked. Most of the buildings here are either warehouses or taverns and inns for the sailors who are passing through. As you land in the docks of the island, you can hear people shout in different languages to each other from ship to mainland and back. So,
I forgot to swap my languages for tools, but I did say I wanted the tools instead, so I'm gonna still do that. I did say it. Wait. All right, I'm gonna quickly do that. Continue.
so as you are docking here currently, you have your note with the address where What would you like to do right now?
I didn't even put my languages on here. um, I think as we're exiting, I'd want to see if anyone else has like a similar note that they might be like double checking, like, oh, what was the address again, or like if someone is
Mm,
doing anything like this. Like I know that. Do we do like character introductions, by the way, or is that like part of something later that's gonna happen?
you can, yeah, that's gonna, I mean, you're going to the same place, so it's a little easier to do it later to introduce to each other.
I mean,
Then,
more to the
yeah.
audience, right?
Yeah.
No. I think my character obviously knows that Ingoria got a similar
Mhm.
note, but would sort of be looking out if there's like anyone else that's maybe like I said, double checking the address or like
Mhm.
looking around a bit, like they don't belong here or they don't know exactly what they're getting themselves into. Just like an insight check or a perception check, maybe.
Yeah, roll me a perception check because for insight it would be a little hard because Stormhome itself is in a neutral position currently because it's
Right.
uh Nerendar owns it, um, and they cannot have a opinion in the war. So this is a very big place for refugees to come who would also not really know where to go.
Sure.
So perception.
The way I would like to approach this is I would like to try and be one of the first ones off the ship,
Mhm.
position Ingoria with her back toward the ship, and just stand and pretend to be helping her with her seasickness, but instead just watch all the
Mhm.
people as they're walking off the ship.
Yeah.
Would that be possible?
Yes.
Oh no,
Yes.
Yes.
And make me a perception check.
Great,
I'm
because if
really
I'm
way better
standing
now. We can
still while
just
I'm
go.
doing it, I have advantage.
Yeah.
Um, really, it's not necessary to. I'm good. We can go now. It was just bad on the waves, but since we got into harbor, it's way better. We can go.
I rolled a 1 and a 4. This is a good day for me.
Welcome to my world.
I still got a 24,
um,
baby.
hmm. Would anyone be hiding that they're looking at the note, or would they have like in it open?
No, I believe Inaza is really like,
Well,
you
hey,
Right.
know,
I'm
Yeah.
putting this darn
Then when you
thing.
see
uh,
her like reaching for something,
Mm,
like a gnome looking for a
which
note.
pocket was it?
Yeah.
alright. So I'll
You.
clock that. I'll say, um, I'll say to Ingoria because I don't, I'm good at persuasion, but I know someone. Hey, can't help but notice this gnomish woman over there. Don't look now. Don't look now. But no, don't. What?
Right, I'm not looking. Why are you spying on
Great.
people again?
That's my job. That's literally you asked me to come with you. That's my job.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Still unsettling though.
Hey, but do we like talk to her? Do you want to tell her? I think something's up.
Wait, what? As in, what do you mean? Do you know how many things that can mean? What do you mean something's up?
She's checking her pockets for something. It could be a similar note.
Um, alright.
Or she could be reaching for a gun.
A what?
Never mind. Let's just go to
Oh
this
yeah.
address, I guess, but let's keep our eyes out for this gnomish woman.
I think it's going to be way more natural if she is going to our direction when we approach her on our way rather than right in the harbor, and she might be looking for her reading glasses to check the road sign.
Right, that's why you're the diplomatic one and I just spot things.
Alright, anything else that we should be wary of?
I don't know. This is probably not sent only to us, I would imagine. So you
I
don't
still don't
know
know what it is about.
exactly. We don't know what kind of other figures they might have invited. It could be some type of trap. It could be a political move. It could just be a political speech. Honestly, it could be spam. There's many things it could be, and I've gone over all the options, and the conclusion is that that there's too many options.
Yeah. I tried to brainstorm it as well, but I came to the same conclusion. I'm very much afraid that I took this whole trip and almost puked 5 times during the last 30 minutes because of a scam.
Meanwhile, right, while we're having this conversation, again, there is a like a parakeet, like a parrot, a monk's parrot, a blue bird. It's just on the shoulder, facing the other way than Avelio is facing. Just
Mm.
also keeping an eye out and just being like a little hawk, but it's a parakeet because he's cute.
Mm. So
Um,
yeah, Jasper, would you also be checking, or are you like, I have this in my brain, I am gonna go?
Oh no, she would be checking just really quick. Oh, where was it again?
Mm.
Oh, just moving, striding with like I'm supposed to be here, and just moving
Mm.
straight
Okay.
in the way, like full confidence.
Okay. Cool.
Just
Cool.
giving one strange eye to peasant being seasick, then keep on walking.
Did you say that out loud?
No,
No.
this is
All right.
Okay.
Oh,
Um, I have a. How familiar are your characters with the layout of Stormhome? Because
no.
yeah, so
I think since it's neutral territory, I would have maybe been here for like 12 business, right? For like
mm,
meetings of house and that sort of stuff. But I don't think she's too familiar with it. Like, oh, know where all the taverns is. She would know like the route from here to like the
mm,
nearest convention center and back,
yeah.
probably.
same.
Probably something similar, like the general idea of the city, maybe location of the districts, but not specific places, and she would need to use a map.
Yeah. Then I would say that everyone can either roll me persuasion to have someone help them, or roll me survival to figure it out.
Can I give
First time I
can I
ever took
give my
survival.
companion advantage on this persuasion check?
Yes, you can.
Thank you. You
Thank
got
you.
this. You're so good at talking to people. I have faith in you. There you go.
Yeah, I would say you all managed to
That's a
get there
3 and a
in one
6.
point, like without walking towards weird directions or ending up in Stormhome's famous red light district, which is also in this bay. But yeah, you find yourself standing in front of the Uncovered Depth Tavern, which looks, the outside of it is a little um like a wooden shack almost, right? Most of the stuff here is a little wooden, clicky.
Do
It's
we all arrive at the same time?
um let's say Morgan arrives first, then you and uh
You got this.
uh yes, Avelia? Is that what we
I
said? I
don't
don't remember.
know. We went over this. It's like it's either Avliel,
Yeah.
Avaliel, or like Avaliel, or like whatever. So I'm thinking like Avaliel, probably. Probably Avaliel, something. Yeah. Or just say Ave, I guess.
Yeah. And then Inaza would arrive based on the checks.
Okay.
Do you want to
Oh.
wait in front of the tavern to check who else might show up, or do you just want to get in?
I think at this point we should just go figure out who this person is, right? We should definitely
Yeah.
not wait outside of the tavern. Even if we were gonna not pretend to be looking for this person and be on a stakeout who is looking for this person, I think we should do it while sitting inside the tavern.
That is smart. That's why you're the one spying.
From Jasper's nodding, I'm guessing that Morgan also goes inside.
Or yeah,
Yeah.
pull in.
About Inaza, would she also go
Inaza.
inside, or
Yep, inside.
yep.
Mostly ignoring anyone that would also might be going in there, because, like, yeah, I have a job for myself.
Mm-hmm.
See, there's that gnomish woman again. I told you something's up.
Yeah, she might actually be involved in this. No, that's. Isn't she a bit old?
I don't know. Gnomes can be. I don't know how their ages work, honestly.
Well,
I feel
she's
like
crouching pretty badly.
I feel like whoever was scribing for House Civis over the past meetings has been working at the tower as well for like before the war started, probably.
That's true.
Yeah. I have no idea
I
how that
still
works.
wonder who
Hmm.
called here.
I don't know.
As
As
you
the servant.
enter, the interior is a dark blue stained wood with tall windows and on the wall Gothic decor with ebony tables and chairs. There's a fire lit in a fireplace besides the black stained bar with silver detailing. By this bar you also see a elven man behind it, or well, you're not quite sure if it's a man or a woman, but that's the thing with elves a lot. And there are some other patrons inside.
I'll just get us some drinks, and otherwise we might stand out, right?
Um, can you ask if they have wine?
That's what I was gonna get. So yes,
Thanks.
we are in technically on dare after all. And she rolls her eyes as she says this, and then walks over toward the bar. I was maybe testing my voice, so I'm not sure if you said that there's an elven man behind the bar or if there's an elven man watching us.
No,
Behind the
there's
bar.
an elven man, woman, you're not sure,
Oh,
behind the
sorry.
bar.
An
Yes.
elven
Yeah.
person. I go up to this
Elven
person.
person. Yes.
Yes. I say, "Oh, hello. Can I do you have wine in this establishment?"
Certainly do. Um, I do not remember your favorite Lady Madani, but I will get to that.
Sure, just 2 wines.
Right.
Might I advise you the Merlot? It's great here.
Um, sure. I'll look over at this person. What do I see?
What you see is a well-dressed woman,
Hmm.
elvish, not looking too old, but decently clothed. Like this is not a poor person that you see on the streets. Like this is an interesting person. Dark hair, green eyes, just with like a purpose being here, but also with a friendly smile. Like somebody sophisticated that also orders something decent.
Nice.
Like
Have I met with this person before? I
I
don't know,
mean,
for house
I don't
business.
think
I
so.
don't know. Have I like seen this person before?
Well, there might be some house business, but I don't know if there are maybe something like seen twice at somewhere, but not twice.
Maybe. All right,
Sure.
all right. Maybe. So it's a maybe. Yeah. Because yeah. Ave has a very obvious just dragon mark, very large, like around the side of her face, down her entire arm, and she's not wearing clothes that cover it either. So she's not very taken aback being addressed by her title. Um, sure, I'll have 2 Merlots, did you say?
Oh yes, they're splendid here.
Sure.
We'll pour the two. Um, I'll describe the elf a little better. They have a fair skin and a uh, black, Jesus, black, Jesus Christ, this sentence.
Shep, blep,
Like,
shep, blep.
yep. Slick back, black hair, deep green eyes. They are wearing this kind of puffy button up that doesn't button all the way, with these dark blue pants. With you know how those certain pants have like lace on the side that do like the tie-in. Those and some black boots, and he will give you a drink.
Wonderful. Thank you, and thank you for the suggestion, Miss.
I need to learn my name. Sorry, Miss
Me.
Depilara.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Lady Fjarlan. All right.
Not a problem, Lady Madani.
Um, what brings you to here? I didn't know that there was any sort of things going on.
Well, I got a certain request that my presence was requested here, and let's say I was intrigued. What brings you here?
A very similar situation, I must say. Perhaps we'll see each other again soon.
How alluring. Not a problem. No, let me get this for you, as I'll pay for the drinks.
All right,
I will gladly take it, you know, rogue being rogue, and I walk back to the table.
all right.
Set down the Merlot. So there was this lady there. Listen.
Yep, I'm listening. Wait, that's not wine.
Oh, it's a Merlot. Because
Oh.
there was a Bjerlund lady there, and I don't know anything about wine, so I assumed when I ordered wine and she suggested Merlot that a Merlot was a wine, but I actually don't know. It looks like a wine.
I'm gonna need an explanation for me because I have no fucking clue what that word is.
Oh, it's a
It's
dark red
wine.
wine.
It's a
dark red
wine. Yeah.
I don't
Alright.
know. I'm just going off what Jasper suggested. But there's a Lady Fjarlund here who says she has some business as well, and if the House of Shadow is involved, then something is definitely gonna be interesting.
Do you think she might be involved in the same thing we are?
She's here, she was on the ship, so...
The conclusion is that probably yes.
I
Well,
don't know.
that brings a Medani, a Shadow House, a possibly old gnome, and me to all come here. I see absolutely no connection whatsoever. But this better be interesting.
That depends. It could be a political mission, though I am hardly a representative of Thrain. I have my primary residence there. You work in Cyre. This gnomish woman
Well,
likely works for Zilargo, so...
if they wanted a political mission, they would call my husband, not me.
My thoughts, exactly. It's
I'm
almost
not
like
exactly the
it's...
first pick.
Oops, Alma. No, exactly. I think you'd think they'd ask my husband or someone, you know,
More
who's not
qualified to
hired by
represent.
Thrain. You know? Yes.
Yes. Well, I suppose we shall wait and see where the evening goes.
Sure. I hold up my glass toward you. Ding.
Just
Excellent.
gentle.
Yep.
Yes. Oh, this actually is a great wine. At least she knows her stuff.
I didn't even have to pay for it.
Okay, some things never change, apparently. At least this time it didn't come out of my pocket.
Listen, with charms like ours, we shouldn't have to pay for anything.
Yeah, that's why I travel with my husband's money, not mine.
Cool.
All right, Inanza, what are you doing?
Inaza would also come to the bar and would just ask for a beverage, something non-alcoholic. Oh, Diri, something. I need something sweet. My sugar is very
I
low.
got you, Miss Billbottom. Right, coming right up. His accent's shifting. Sorry. But yeah, the same elf serves you. It is this very nice like fruit mocktail, right? Because somehow it's tropical, so there's a bunch of like different tropical fruits, and so it's just like let's say it's a virgin pina colada, right?
Okay,
Hmm.
thank you, Diri.
Of course.
Ingoria, do you know what just happened?
I assume you're going to tell me so.
Yes! Listen, I assumed that this bar person knew me by my last name for obvious reasons, but now
It's
also
hard not to.
also knows this gnomish woman by name. I think
Well, maybe
coincidence. I think not.
we still don't know why she is here. Maybe she is actually from here. We still don't know what she was looking for in the harbor.
I don't know. She seems a bit lost or something. I'm not sure. Also, in case you're wondering what the hell, I have observer. I can read lips. So it's just like
Yeah.
everything.
You also have a passive perception of like 27, so I
29.
was like, yeah, sure.
Alright, so we have a possible fourth member. That could be us, or she is actually their granny.
Hmm.
Stop old shaming me.
The elf is granny, sure.
No, wait,
That's
that doesn't make any
interesting.
sense, exactly. Okay, you might be right that the coincidence is too strong here. Do you want to approach her?
No, I
Is
think
the tavern full, or are there plenty of empty
There are
spaces?
maybe like 2 or 3 other people in there.
Oh, okay, so it is quite empty, alright.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should. Whoever needs something of us, let them approach us. I think if we are going to start making assumptions and talking to the wrong people, something that is actually wrong might be exposed to the wrong crowd.
Oh, I definitely do not plan on doing the first move myself. I already came all the way here knowing next to nothing about whatever is awaiting or whoever is awaiting me. So now it is their turn. I will enjoy my wine. So, you were telling me about the latest issue? You know, the issue.
There's an issue? Which issue? I have
Oh,
so many issues.
no, I meant the
Do you know what my
gossip you
daughter
started
did the
something
other
with the
day?
sheep and oh yeah, go no, go on.
Snuck out of school again. I can't with her.
You said Theory didn't go to school. I've been here.
Because she keeps fucking leaving and she gets kicked out of the boarding schools.
Well, why did she get she seems like a smart girl. Why does she keep on doing that?
Because she thinks she don't need it because she's a smart girl.
Uh, I can see who she takes up from.
And then my son is just an enabler, honestly. It's just like, oh, you have this idea, let's amplify it by 100 and then do it.
Oh, so you got a power combo, I see.
I have a power combo, yes. It's quite something. Anyway, how are yours?
Oh, same old, same old. Well, you know, Dumar, he hasn't changed much since we last talked. He is still way into poetry and way too little into war for his father liking. He has already driven 3 teachers away. His strategic decisions are at least questionable, that's what they say. And I don't think they have the patience to work with him. He just doesn't seem to get it, which is very confusing because at this point, listening through the library door, I get those lessons. But let's just hope he does not have to go there because that could mean a catastrophe for our troops. That's for once.
Sure, I mean, knowing your husband probably won't be necessary.
Yeah, exactly. He's doing surprisingly well. I mean, on the field, not personally, but well, after those many years of fighting, you can't really expect a man to stay all the same. I think the kids also see it, but don't quite understand it, which is hard for them. But I hope one day they'll understand it.
Of course. Sure they will. This is good wine.
It is good wine. I didn't expect it here, to be fair.
It is on there.
Yeah, but the tavern is unassuming. I mean, if you want to do shady business, you don't exactly pick a fancy tavern for that.
Well, I'm very happy you think it's fancy.
How many instances of
See?
shady business have you done? Who says this?
The elf who walks up with another bottle and puts it on the table.
Why, thank you. How much do we owe you for this bottle?
Oh, nothing. I, however, wish that other compatriots would join us, but I feel they might be a little drawn back at the moment. They just kind of stare at both the gnomish woman and the elven woman at the bar.
Avelio
So-
perfectly matches the gaze of whoever's doing this, already having clocked this.
Sorry, you seem to know our names, but I didn't seem to clock yours.
Well, my name is not relevant, but you can call me Kay.
I see. I assume you have the answers for the question that we might have.
Probably. I'm not sure, but you can always figure it out. If I would have the others, please come sit down and like just creeps back the chair and just waits.
Kate, are you the proprietor of this establishment?
Oh, definitely.
And whatever conversation we are about to have, you are certain is safe of prying eyes and ears?
Waits. As you see now, the other two people on the bar start lowering these like roll down curtain type things on the windows and someone walks out of the door.
I think she's gonna just have like her hand on like a hidden dagger inside her sleeve, just
That's
tucked
fair.
in there, just while this is happening. And I want to use one of my abilities. So I want to use Unerring Eye. As an action, I can sense the presence of illusions, shape changers not in their original form, and other magic designed to deceive the senses within 30 feet of you. So I want to use this
Nothing.
to look around.
You see nothing that deceives or manipulates or does anything else.
Alright. Very well, Kay. You seem to know about some of these others, but we don't know anything about you.
But not important. Whatever is important is the information that would be requireable from what I've been picking up on. Now, you may as well probably know Nirandar is not great with keeping the male lettuce under wraps. Yet, for a while now, they have been keeping things from each other, from within the male, like, letters. Male.
That's what
I also heard my lettuce. Yes.
Jesus Christ. Like,
Sorry.
the mail and the letters.
I'm sorry.
Letters
Oh,
and the
letters.
mail.
Not
Okay.
letters. All right. The
Letters.
post.
Letters. Those.
I see. And then you contacted House Orion about this, surely? Or House
Oh,
Surface?
no. No. Because from what I heard, there on the street here, there are some rumors that might be quite interesting for all four of you. But I'm not about to dip my fingers into that because I know I'm gonna get absolutely smashed if I do that. I am quite well here. I thought maybe some people were interested. Be
And
What do you mean
so you'd think you'd
interesting?
invite a noblewoman from Cyre, a high inquisitive of House Medani, a lady from House Fjallan, which understandably, yet you're here, hello.
Mhm.
And, this gnomish woman.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. It just felt right. It
It just felt right.
felt like fate, right?
Mm.
I see. And why would that be interesting for us? Because how I see it, I don't think we have that much in common for one thing to interest all four of us.
And more uncommon than you might think. Both houses, both Eberron and Medani would quite like their information from others in their hands.
Yes, but not by
You,
committing mail fraud.
yes, well, it's not exactly committing mail fraud. It's more like I want you to break into the Spire and find out what they've been doing type of fraud.
Which spire?
Pinnacle to be exact. The highest one, the one with, well, everything.
It's quite an intriguing idea. I must be honest, every time I've been here, I've been going over the blueprints, but so confusing.
And quite an
Does it,
intriguing way of approaching this problem as well. I mean, surely there might be people in this Stormhome capable of doing that you do not have to chase across the
yes, but
continent.
they all have ties to Lirvandar, and I don't want that for this specific.
Yes, if your city is corrupt, there's no way of knowing who is or is not part of the corruption, so why not get people from outside? It's understandable. People with no ties to the city. So
I
why
would
would
say
we
I'm
do this
intrigued.
for you, other than personal interest? She tries to hide a smile, but does it very poorly.
Well, I was assuming that mostly it was a personal interest. I have nothing to gain from this besides, well, the information you might find.
Mm-hmm.
Could be interesting for us.
What about
as
my
well.
friend? What is in it for her?
What could your friend like? That's the thing. There's a
Oh,
lot
I
to
thought
offer.
you got us here because you had something surprising and interesting for everyone.
I mean, I think it would be surprising and interesting for everyone. But if you're saying that you're not interested or surprised,
I don't know what I'm supposed to be interested in. So far, I have not heard any details.
well, it's a little hard to give details when I have not a lot of details myself.
That's a fair point. So, what I'm hearing is you want us to do a high risk mission with no possible compensation and a surprise at the end.
I mean, I would give compensation if something does terribly go wrong. I have connections enough to get you out of any trouble that you might stumble in.
You do.
Well, connections down here are apparently worth more than whatever they have been going on up there.
Can I make an insight check, please?
Sure.
Thank you. Do I also have advantage on this? I have
What are
advantage
you
on
trying
so
to figure
much
out?
stuff. I just want to get the vibe of this person.
The
Like, because
vibe.
I'm feeling like maybe they run this tower and want to see if it's unbreakable or not, right? Or if it's like fully like, oh, there's
Mm,
something shady going on, I don't trust it. Or if it's
mm,
more of like, yeah, I'm a criminal and I need the information in there to do my crimes type thing, right?
Yeah.
Is this a concerned citizen, or is this a Lirondar member in disguise who's like trying to figure out who is corrupt within their house, or is this like the owner of this tower wanting to like, what vibe am I getting? On which level are we?
Research check.
God damn it!
Um. Well, you're definitely getting the fact that they are not a member of Lirondar, because Lirondar is very racist, and why would fuck with their higher elf? And you already checked if there's like any deceiving or cloaking going on. Um. No, you get the feeling that they usually have the ins on most of the information that goes on in Stormhome. Currently does not have that, and he doesn't, and they don't like it.
Hmm. All right, but so I am getting a little bit the feeling, if I understand what you said, that they are maybe involved in the underworld of Stormhome and want to get their
Yeah,
underworld information.
yeah,
So I'm thinking I want to get this information for me.
yeah.
And not for whoever this
Which
person
is fair,
is. Alright,
you know.
alright. So I think I'm still in, but not to give it to
Yeah,
them, just to get it.
that's up to you, really.
Yeah.
You just
Mm-hmm.
they're just giving you an opportunity to figure this out and maybe help. But
Mm.
if you're not doing that, that's also fine.
And why do you need to know whatever is inside there?
Well,
Why
I
is that
like
important to you?
going what's going on everywhere.
And that is due to... See, my friend here has her reasons to know everything that is going everywhere, but I'm just curious of yours.
Well, the rising outsider population and the other rings forming, I would like to know at least whatever the ones who call themselves in charge are doing. Wouldn't you?
I would. Oh, it was a rhetorical question. Yes, alright.
No.
I see. Well, I think that answers my questions.
Now I've not heard a lot from the other two.
Well, I hear a possible political scandal when we are caught. An intriguing mission. An adventure. I mean, darling, what's not there to like?
Did you say when we are caught?
Oh, if we get caught.
Hmm.
I'm gonna
What
be
about
honest, this is much better and much more intriguing than what I do every day.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think we've been introduced, lady.
We...
Inaza Billowbottom, very welcome.
All right, Miss Billowbottom, what is it that you do every day?
Oh, mostly keep to my children.
You see your children who are aged.
Lady, you want a lot of information.
I'm
Yes,
sorry,
well,
my
it's always
friend
hard to get a grasp
does
on gnomes.
that. She
Yeah.
just yes.
They are very young. I can tell you that.
I see.
Mm.
Yes, very young.
You see me do math? She's so
Yeah.
confused. She's like, this old lady has young children. What the fuck's going on?
Oh, I just, great a little early for my age. Happens to the best.
Sure it does.
Yes, I in no way mean to offend you, Lady Billowbottom. However,
Stop
this
complaining.
sounds like quite a dangerous mission. Are you sure you can take
Oh,
care of
don't
yourself?
worry.
Well, I'm sure she can
Because
do it.
Oh, don't
Do not worry.
worry.
so, what was that you were doing before taking care of your very young children?
Some jobs, depending on what needed to be done.
Oh,
Poison.
lovely. That's
You know,
just your language. Maybe
you
you can
know,
understand this.
sometimes you need to whack someone, sometimes you need to garden something. All that stuff.
Great.
Right.
Very
I
interesting.
I just enjoy the commission space. Wait, sorry.
Listen, I'm in it. My character, a little dumb, but not stupid.
All right.
Very well.
Well,
It
unless
seems
you have
like
more
we're
questions.
all in. And
Yeah,
again, just looks confused at Ingoria, mostly like, why would she stay? Why would she do this? Why would she come?
she's here for you, obviously.
There's hope.
Yes, I guess we are all in.
All I gotta
I
do is
agree
kill her
with.
husband, and then she'll be mine. I mean, what?
I agree
I'm
with
kidding,
Miss
I'm kidding.
Billowbottom. It's good to stretch your bones out every once in a while.
Sure. Well then, how would you advise we go about this, Kay?
Well, I would think you would know how to do this by now, Lady Madani.
Sure, but surely you know more.
Hmm.
You know,
Well,
telling us, making us do
Surely
the
you can
chase.
tell us something more than just you know what to do. I mean, you got us all here, you run the underworld. You
she
surely
did
must
a
know some
lot.
information that will
Information
help us
about
get
the pinnacle.
inside, and
I mean, you can
information
get
that,
inside. It's a government building. It's not very hard to get inside. You just need to figure out where you need to be inside.
I mean,
yes, that's
if
exactly
she's
the
going to
problem.
tell us, where's the fun in that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I believe I'm more concerned about getting in and out safely and without causing a political scandal more than just having fun here.
Can I make a history check to see if
Yes, you
I
can.
have like any idea of where we would need to be ish in this tower if we go there?
Sure. You,
Number of the day, people.
know.
24.
Yeah.
That's the third 24.
Um, you know that, um, the pinnacle itself is connected to a very large amount of buildings through bridges and other underground tunnels. Um, I would say you would probably need to be in the main building. So it's the one with like the front desk and the probably security guards still, you know. It's minor guarding. You know, how would you have like in our civil buildings, maybe like one security guard at the door making sure that there's no ruckus, that stuff like that.
Sure. Alright. I don't say this, but yeah, check.
So, I look at Ave. What do you suggest would be the best time to go about that?
Well, since everyone in the pinnacle is likely half elven, it doesn't really matter if we go at night because they can all see in the dark. So if we get caught during the daytime, we can at least say, "Oh, we're visitors. We're looking for my son. He escaped. I'm so panicked. Um, and I don't know where he is." But you know, if we get caught at night, it's sort of like, "Oh, this isn't the toilet," and that's more suspicious.
That's a good one.
But what do you think, Lady Fjarlan? Since breaking and entering is more your house's thing.
Well, let's just say it's a government building. I mean, during the day would be the better approach, I assume. But yeah, I mean, on status alone, we might be able to enter a few floors. Then it will get interesting.
You want to pull rank?
I don't see why not.
Well, then if something happens, not just us will be.
Well, you know what my mother always said: in for a penny, in for a pound.
I see.
That's certainly
Why
always.
would I know what your mother always said?
It's a figure of speech.
I
I would
see.
assume that House Madani also has their figures of speech.
No, my husband mostly just says what done is done, and that's sort of like, duh. What's done
Yeah,
is done. That's how it works. That's the definition of the word done.
they can be tedious, right? These
Mm.
husbands.
That's why you beat them with a stick.
What time of the day is
I'm
it
sorry,
right
what
now?
did you say, Miss
Sorry, what did
Billowbottom?
you
That's why you what?
That's why you beat them with a stick.
Beat who?
I'm
Husband.
sorry, you beat your husband
What?
with a stick.
Yes. He turns out to be idiotic sometimes. So you know, like behavior for children also works for husbands.
Wait, do you suggest that you beat your children up as well?
No, because they look. My husband is stupid. They are smarter than him, so they do not get beaten.
But sometimes children need it, just in defense
Yeah.
of the
No,
argument.
I believe there's always a way to talk it through with your children. As long as you treat them as adults and understand them, they will understand. There is no need to use brute force.
I mean, it would teach them to be purposeful. I mean, if you don't give them any purpose or direction, I mean, they might just doubt themselves the whole time in the future.
Oh, you don't have to beat the directions into them. You can just talk.
Oh, of
Oh,
course.
it's like I'm
Of course.
surrounded with savages all around. Come on.
Listen, you haven't seen my children.
I'm
They
gonna need to borrow all of you a specific book that I read, a few actually, because I cannot believe in the next generation if we keep on going like
Oh,
that.
don't
This world is
worry.
never going to end.
I'm sure the nanny doesn't beat them.
Oh, great.
Anyway, so you want to beat who with a stick exactly?
listen.
Like if we get caught kind of situation?
Yeah, I can beat them with a stick. A few more. That usually works for my husband. He gets just a light whack and he stays quiet for the most of the day. I don't think that will work on gods.
No.
I mean, using violence
Let's definitely
during
try.
a mission like this might not be the smartest idea.
Certainly not the most subtle one, that's for sure. And the subtle approach is
So if you start
recommended
using
here.
violence with someone from Cyre, everyone would assume that Cyre attacked Stormhome. Just a thought.
That's also the thing.
I'm going to head toward the entrance to the tavern
Mhm.
and just open the door slightly, and my bird is gonna make its way out. And I want to start
Alright.
scouting already toward this tower
Mhm.
while we're having this conversation inside.
Alright. Um. You can plainly see like the difference between the three washes. Your bird continues to fly through the cliff wash, through the high wash, where um it would see that there's definitely people currently walking between the towers, and there's still active people actively in meetings or having lunch or doing whatever around the tower, in the tower, like those types of things. Unless you're
Sure.
specifically looking for something.
I think I'd want to look for a low enough to the ground window that is open or ajar that leads to like an office that no one is in, or that leads to like the cafeteria
Mm,
that's not currently in use because it's not lunchtime, right? A different way
yeah.
to get in that's not the front door.
Um, I imagine it's a lot like the um, those towers where the glass is like double, so you can't really get in, but the window can open. So it's like double isolated, the glass around it. So it's really hard without breaking the glass to get in the tower.
So there's no ground floor windows that would open far enough to allow us to get in?
No. There's doors, definitely, like back doors and other things, but those are
Oh.
kitchen staff. This up.
Right. What about any of the other towers that are connected with the bridges? Do we see any way to get into those so that we could use a bridge to get higher up in the
Um,
tower? I'm just trying to
I
find
would,
any way to get in
yeah.
that's not the front entrance.
I would say that it's definitely possible, but um, it might be a little weird for you to appear on the floor.
Right. And then is there any sort of sewer grates that I can see nearby?
Mm, um, that's a thing with because it's very mostly split. It kind of just lets it stream down. It's like 18th century lens, so there's not
Sure.
really,
So bird can
yeah.
go in through one of these pipes then, where it's just
Mm-hmm.
a nasty as
Yeah,
exhaust. So bird's gonna
yeah.
go in through the pipe and just try and fly toward where the tower is and see if there's like any sewer way in maybe.
Um,
Although we will be stinky and it'll probably not be very stealthy
yeah,
afterward. But the bird is already there anyway. Anyway, I flash back to what I'm doing while the bird's
yeah.
doing that. I um, just scouting a little bit, see what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do we know about this building? What business people usually handle in there, so that we can have at least an excuse why we try to enter it?
Well, it's where Lyrindal governs over Zohum. It's where they govern over their own actions as a house. It's where just a lot of political meetings, mainly. There's
All
not,
in all, there is no reason for common tourists to just be in there trying to get their
no, not
permit.
really. Hence why I asked people with some status, some form of status, because you can have some reason to be in there.
I see.
Eyes again go over to the gnome. Like, yes, of course. Well, it seems there is no ground entrances in other than mysterious closed doors that I don't know where they lead, or the front entrance.
Well, we can always stalk our way through to get in the front entrance. Just quickly enough to then disappear into the building so that the guards don't have to look at us again or longer than for just a couple of seconds.
Yes. And once again, Lady Fjarland, feel free to jump in and offer suggestions.
Well, I would assume let's just go to the front door.
And say what?
Let's start with an intriguing conversation. Let's make our presence known. Let's see what happens there. We can always leave,
But we
but
can
we want to
not
see
go
the inside. I
back.
mean, bringing a bird to the main hall might not be the smartest idea.
Don't talk about Robert like that. He's a very polite bird. He's very well behaved.
I do apologize. I didn't mean to insult you, Lady Madame.
Thank you. Now, when you say go up and talk, how obvious do we want to be about who we work for, why we're there? What would we even say?
That's why I was trying to ask what business is held there so that we can have some sort of excuse to go inside.
Yeah, what might be on the docket today?
Who are you asking this?
Yeah.
Oh,
What
the elven mill.
what did you say? What's
What
on
might
the
be on the docket today? What are
docket?
what are they discussing today?
Oh,
Yeah.
on the agenda. Well, I would assume the increasing population of immigrants currently with, you know, well, even though I'm not being the biggest fan of outsiders. Um, Also probably how they are maintaining everyone's crops and that rotation throughout it, most likely. So those are definitely two things that you could try to pinpoint in excess.
So it might be pretty convenient for some ambassadors of some other houses to talk about maybe diverting some of the migration streams going to Leondar.
To where?
To where? This is the only neutral zone.
Yes. What am I
Potato,
gonna
potato.
accept refugees into the heart of Medanian Breland? And again, I think it not necessarily wise to
Make your presence known right
use
away.
our allegiances in our favor. Though it would make things easier in the short run, I think it would make things harder in the long run. She says as she starts pulling out makeup and covering her dragon mark with good foundation.
I approve,
I have no idea what you said.
but I approve that. So yes, you
Yes.
do that.
So we might always go for distraction and just sneak in.
Well, I believe a parrot inside a government building can cause enough of distraction to chase away one or two guards.
Yeah, it's not just the parrots.
I'm sorry, I meant that Robert can help us here a lot. That was a compliment.
Of course, Robert is a very good parrot who's very well behaved and can surely do this for us. You don't have to
If I
attack.
didn't believe in him, I wouldn't suggest it otherwise.
Thank you. Miss Billowbottom, what do you suggest? I see you are thinking about something.
No. Basically, I can say that the intrusion of animal is quite a feast. However, I am afraid of your bird. As much as I would love to see the whole chaos erupt, I believe cards might take him down, so that might not be the smartest.
Exactly! My poor Robert, he's going to get shot out of the sky. Can't do that. He could cause a suggest, but he could be so cute. You know, he can tell
Yes.
he can say certain words. You can hold something up to him, and he'll guess a few times, and then sort of get it at the end. You know, he's
Get
very
it at the end.
intelligent.
Oh, I love him.
Has a new eye, although he's currently in a sewer. So I think I'm just gonna. All right, he's coming back this way.
Have you trained him for long?
Oh yes, it's been a thing I've been, working on ever since I started working for my house. It's just excellent to have eyes in the back of your head, and he's just so well mannered and cute. I just like hanging out with him.
I understand.
I almost think of him as my son, my other son, my first son.
Well, parrot is more important than your other son.
No, the other son I've had for a shorter amount of time.
You don't look like you just gave birth.
Does my parrot look like he was born yesterday?
No.
Me and Robert go way back. Ever since I was in Madani training, I've had him.
Mm. So he knows all the commands?
Oh, all of them. Fetch, play dead, roll around, distract the guards. He knows everything.
He knows it so
Listen.
much better than X. So much better.
My first son.
So, how did you teach him this gun? With the gods? Distract gods?
Oh. Well, I believe it was when my daughter decided to skip school the first time and she got called into the principal's office, so I had to get in there and beat her ass personally. So I had to distract sort of people standing
What
outside
is
the
with
school.
all of you beating up your own children?
No,
And did it
no,
work?
it was a verbal beating up, Ingoria. A verbal beating up. Don't worry.
That's
Did
not
it
making it
work?
any better.
Scolding, I think you called it.
A discipline.
Yes.
Undisciplined. Exactly. Child must
Barbarian
learn
actions,
discipline.
that's how I call it.
No.
I mean, just talking
Still,
sternly never
still my
did
child's
child
perfectly
any bad.
fine.
I mean, my daughter just went good by that. Not a problem at all. Well behaved.
Listen, my sons are amazing in discipline. Why? Because you see, when they are afraid of a shoe, then this is good.
Meanwhile, my daughter is more interested in sneaking out of school to go to church than going to school. So,
That is weird.
it's a handful, that one. It's a real daddy's child, I must say.
Good, my sons didn't live up for their dad.
Can you use religion as an example to set up ground rules with her?
Oh. I try this. I say, put away your bow, you need to go to school. And then the response is, but bow is sacred. And I'm just looking at her like, why are you like this? It's very troubling.
Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this conversation
Yes,
up
yes.
because this can go on for like 5 hours.
Oh, yes.
You start heading out towards there, or do you want us to first make different pit stops? Do anything else?
Well, I did ask in preparation if we could have any potions of healing.
Yes.
And how many?
Yeah. I'll give all of you two.
8. What? I think I heard you say 8, right?
2 per person. Yes.
Sure.
So 8 in total. Yes.
Thank you.
Wait, they were greater healing, right? Or
Yes.
healing? Oh.
Sure.
Oh.
Listen, with my amount of hit points, I'm gonna need all the healing I can get.
It can be lower than mine.
I mean, you dumped Constitution.
Really?
What?
Martyna, did you dump Constitution?
No.
No, I kept it at 10.
Oh,
and
me
that was the
too.
problem.
So then we have the same amount of hit
Yes.
points.
Hey!
Hey!
Look at we
We're
go.
both going down.
I hope
Remember when I said it wasn't battle focused? So
That's
I
why
don't know why we're
That's why I
talking about
dumped
it.
Constitution.
Yep.
I think we should just
Is
go.
there like this is for you need to decide some lore. Is there like a Madani safe house in Stormhome? Like a place that I would know about of like a little attic where a bunch of Madani agents just hang out and do Madani shit, right?
I would say
It doesn't have to be like
they
an
would have
obvious governmental building, but more of like, oh, this is the house. If
no.
you knock
I
3
would
times, they know that you're,
yeah. I would say they would have been allowed their own office in the spy in the Pinnacle because Durandar does see Medani as their cousins, because they are also half elves.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just thought of something. We could go to the Madani office and check out the blueprints of the tower to see where we actually need to go. Because 100% they're in this tower. They have blueprints of this fucking tower.
That might
Would
work.
be actually
100%
the most useful
totally
thing
makes
we have heard
sense.
all day.
Right? Stop me if I'm wrong, but this seems like this might be
That seems like a
thing,
smart move. Yes.
right? Alright. Because that's not
Alright.
necessarily pulling rank. That's just me showing up to the office, being like,
Yes.
I'd work here.
Yeah. I brought some friends.
Sure. I guess I start
Yeah.
taking the foundation back off. Now I'll just keep the face covered, but I'll still have the
Mhm.
arm revealed, right?
Yeah.
So that if we need
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go into a situation, I can just sort of put a cloak on or
Mhm.
like put a sleeve down and cover the
Yes,
rest,
yes.
but the face is covered.
Alright.
I just love the
Oh.
idea of it like curling around the eye and then like the eye lighting up as she uses like her powers. I just think that's so
That-
fucking cool.
That's also why what happens with my art for Willow.
Yeah.
That's also my thought process.
Before we go, I would like to take 10 minutes to cast a spell. If that's
Alright.
alright with everyone, unless we think haste is of the utmost importance.
I'm just gonna have another glass of wine.
Take
Sure.
your time.
So I'm going to cast telepathic bond on all of
Okay.
us.
Nice.
Meanwhile, Robert shows back up. So, oh, my son. I let him in. Take him over to the tap, turn on the tap. He starts washing himself from going into the sewers.
Very salty.
Salty.
I was a little salty. Yeah.
Ah,
I mean, it's near the sea, so it would smell a little salty.
sure. Alright.
Alright. Are you done here? Or
I think
yes?
so.
No.
I think we have a
Yes.
plan, right?
Yep.
Cool. Alright. Entering the Highwash, you immediately notice the difference between the two neighborhoods. Not including Highwash. While Cliffwash is more preserved in its building styles and has people of all economic levels and backgrounds, Highwash you mainly see half-elves of all ages, most of them in clothing made of rich materials like silk or cotton decorated with lace. The buildings that catch your eye are the high decorated circular towers that connect to each other by bridges. You see people walk in and out in conversation or carrying work papers in different other files.
Excellent, we keep walking.
We
Alright.
go to the Medani house.
Alright, that would probably also be the entrance of the main building. So you go where a little better. There you are. Okay. While walking inside this tower, you see a big entrance hall with at the end of it two small gates. End of it behind two small gates, two grand spiral staircases, one going up and the other going down. In the middle of the hall, there's a circular desk with a few half-elves and gnomish men and women behind it working. There's also a few benches and chairs set out for those who have to wait on an appointment. On these chairs, you also see a younger half-elven girl in a school uniform.
We go where we need to go. Eyes on the
Right.
prize. We're supposed to be here. Just act. I just telepathically say, act natural. And then I just walk like I'm supposed to be there toward the Madani office.
Wait, I feel if I would know, she has to pick up a guest badge to get through the gates. So,
But I work here. Fine. I'll
yes.
go over.
Yes, hello. Can we help you?
Yes, hello. I would like to visit my house
Hello.
office.
Of course, of course. Let me and you see like the half of like for turnarounds and reach in this circular cupboard also behind it and give you a pass.
Thank you. I'm bringing some guests
Of course.
with me. Would they need passes as well?
Well, if you're going upstairs now, I do not see any issues with that.
Very well, thank you.
Of course. Make your way as it detects the pass, it automatically opens up, and you start heading up the spiral staircase, and start heading over to your office.
Excellent. I go into the office.
Yeah.
Is there anyone like at the door, or is there anyone I like notice is being strange or anything?
No, you just catch on the floor. There's just a cleanup crew of some humans. Probably some drinks spilled on the floor, and they're cleaning it up.
Why are you saying it like that? A cleanup crew of some humans.
Because
Filthy
you're in
peasants.
Stormhome.
Yeah, I know. Alright, yeah, I'll go into the office.
All right. What do
Do
you
you
think would
signal
be
to
in the
us that
office?
we are supposed to go in, or?
Oh no, you're with me. Come in. Don't touch anything. And then I look specifically at Morgain and I say, don't look at anything.
All right.
Actually, turn to Morgain. Could you wait outside and keep an eye out?
Oh, bummer. Of course.
Thank you.
All right.
And then I take the other two in.
Okay. Oh,
Who do I
start
think would be
looking for
here?
stuff.
That
Yeah.
what you
What do you
asked?
think would be here, and who would, if you think, what would be inside of the office?
Um, I wanna say there is like a scrying ball inside the office, so they can
Hmm.
just keep an eye on any alleys or streets inside the city while not being there. I think there's likely at least two people, sort of Madani people, just stationed at Stormhome. Like they just live here, they
Hmm.
breathe here. This is their town, and then an agent might come in and out depending on any missions they have or jobs they've been hired to do. I think there would be just for the entire island, right? So not just for the town,
Hmm.
but for the entire island, there would be like various, maps, pieces of information, and old lore, and even like archaeological information of like a dig site up in the north, whatever, right? Um, because that's their thing, right?
Hmm.
They investigate shit. So I think maybe there is someone in this office in this moment as
Hmm.
well. Um,
They would see you and immediately like stand up and, can we help you, Lady Madani?
yes, actually, I'm looking for blueprints of this tower.
And so let me give me a moment.
Thank
You start
you.
looking through shelves.
I just gesture to two chairs for the others to sit in. Then I double check the door, make sure it's still closed.
Yeah, I sit down.
As this half of is doing that, would Morgan, would you like to roll me a perception check? All right. So you hear some commotion at the end of the hallway, which seems to be some discussion between two men and a slam of a door, and then one of them yelling behind after them, "You cannot just leave like this!" And start. You see then like a human man and the other male half elf like walk behind, like run after one another.
Ooh, some drama. Well, I was instructed to wait, not specifically at this place. Hmm. You know what? I'm a guest here. I shall wait for now, but I will keep
Right.
this in mind.
Okay, cool. I find the blueprints of the towers. You see that besides just the bridges, there's also an underground net tunnels connected to them. One of
Mm-hmm.
these towers.
Um, I want to make an insight check on this Madani member just to make sure that
Mm-hmm.
they aren't dropping little beads of sweat or anything like that for the wrong reason, right? Are they
Right.
in on some type of scheme and they're like, shit, I've been found out? Or is it more of like, okay, I need to do a good job for this woman, you know? Like, there's a different
Yes.
type of
Okay.
stress there that I would like to
Mm-hmm.
clock.
Wow.
It's a 27. Thank you.
What happened here?
I have a reliable talent, so anytime I
Yeah,
roll
okay.
lower than a 10, it's a 10.
Got it. No, they would seem more nervous about the fact that you just showed up with no say whatsoever, because I would feel most of the time they would get like a little notification through a sending, so like, Lady Midan is coming, get your shit together, and they're just like, oh fuck. And they're really rushing through, looking through papers.
So this person seems like whatever might be going on in this tower, they're not trying to cover their ass. They're more stressed out
Oh,
about me not announcing that I'd be
yeah.
coming. Yeah, okay. So I just say, so I'm on a very important mission actually, because I've been informed that there might be some mail fraud going on, and well, within such an important house as House Lirandar, I personally came to investigate. You don't happen to know anything about that? You've been working here. Surely you've heard something, some
I know
interesting
nothing.
things.
I know nothing about the mail. I do know that they've been having a lot of meetings with the canon lately. That's mainly it.
You don't say. If I was investigating something... No. If you were investigating something like this, where would you go?
Well, funnily enough, one of the people who would be having a meetings with the canon works across the hall. So we've just kind of been looking how that's been going.
But you don't know what they've been discussing.
No, they have some weird thing that makes that the noise doesn't go out of the room. I don't know.
I see. Have you tried planting a sending stone in the room?
I should have thought of that. I'll write that down.
What's your name?
Camille, ma'am.
Alright, Camille. Very well. So, I look at this map. If you were investigating mail fraud, where would you investigate?
Mail fraud? I would guess the mail room?
There is a mail room then.
I mean, I suppose you could ask the Tiffis workers at the desk. I don't know.
The problem is, Camille, we don't want to let people know what we know. We don't want to ask the wrong people for the right information.
Right.
Right,
No, there
Camille?
is. Yes, ma'am. There is on the left side tower on the third floor. There is a mailroom, but we do not have clearance because, well, it's none of our business really, because our mail gets brought here directly
By who?
by Tiffis, ma'am.
I telepathically tell my Fjarland friend that we might need to get a civis badge to get to the right place where we're trying to go. While you're still stationed outside, because we have telepathic communication, right?
Yeah.
Did you tell us about what you saw, or you're just standing there and being sassy? Hello? Yeah, you.
I'm sorry, I thought you were in the mailroom. One more time, please.
What? I'm not in the...
No, in the room, you were looking at the blueprint. I was waiting outside.
Yes, but we have telepathic communication. I cast the spell before
Oh,
we came in here.
sorry, I just straight up didn't listen because I didn't want to be in on the information. So, one more time, please.
Right. So I will tell you, it seems we might need some additional clearance to get to the mailroom. We might want to swipe a card from someone of House Civis.
Ooh.
Do you tell us about anything you've been witnessing outside? Because we have a two-way telepathic communication.
I will inform you about the argument that I saw and tell what they said. It seems like there's a lot of commotion here.
There's a Kenneth human, I will ask you.
Mm-hmm.
The human that you saw. How's Kenneth?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know.
Should I swipe his card?
Did you hear what Uni said?
I don't know if it's a canon or not. I just said that it was a human. You don't see any like specifications that it was canon or not.
I mean,
Because there's a few human houses.
I could get a closer up view.
You could.
Oh,
That's definitely
definitely.
possible.
Great. Am I being watched?
Are you being watched currently?
Outside here? Is there anybody looking?
Just by the cleanup crew who are looking at this person just standing in the hall for no reason.
Yeah, I will try. I'll ask one. Excuse me. Might there be a place where I could go to the toilet?
Yeah. There's one down there, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So
Of
I'll make my
course.
way down there.
Before you go, I'm gonna say one more moment, and then I'm gonna summon Robert to my hand, and then I'll open the door slightly and just send Robert over to you so that you have someone with you to keep a second eye out.
Well, pets are not allowed. I don't. That's what I'm told, at least.
Well,
I
might
open
be.
the door. I go, that's not a pet, that's a familiar, you ignorant human. And I close the door.
Oh, no pets allowed. I assumed it was not a problem. We could go to your supervisor and clear up this whole problem.
They would probably say that the pets are not allowed as well.
Yeah, probably. Well, let's go.
Especially
Let's go to them anyway and explain how you delayed me on my mission. I mean,
on your mission to the toilet
on my day.
or your day.
I think you might want to keep
Sure.
your work.
I mean, sure. I just work here, man.
Yeah, keep to your work. As I'll just move fully to the toilet.
I'm not cleaning up his feathers. He says to like the other person there.
As the feathers hit the ground, they disappear. He
Yeah.
says, this bird is not real.
Make your way to the toilet.
If I get out of sight,
Whoa.
know if I can cast it on a familiar.
You want
Kind
what?
of one
What do you want to do?
monkey, right?
You cut out the moment there.
Everybody caught out for me.
Well, it sounds like a you problem.
So, what did you say about casting something on a familiar? Oh, he's frozen.
Again?
Oh no. Yes.
Hello?
Oh no.
Technical difficulties.
This time it's not from me.
Yay!
Maybe we should take like a break for now. We'll see you after.
Sure. Knowing
Yeah.
our previous experience with one-shots, I'm gonna end the recording because I don't want this to mess up. Alright.
Okay.
Bye!
Yeah. Bye.